tiny fruit trees I planted in 2019, and I really pruned the pear trees incorrectly. I have open center. I was obsessed with the open center trees, and they didn't grow all that well. But I think they're actually gonna give some fruit this year. This tree here reminds me of my mom for some reason. This is the one, I think. Yeah, I don't know why. But I believe this is it's a moon glow pear. So here's the moon glow in full bloom. And over here, another tiny fruit tree. I think this is a pound pear. It's just beautiful. So these tiny little fruit trees are planted in 2019, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. They're 6 years old and they're tiny. So the deer helped me a bit, but I also pruned them a lot. Here's my favorite pear in the world. This is a Comis. Not quite open blossoms yet, but I'm trying to change from the open center to the a central leader. So I'm kind of letting it go up with central leaders. All of them here too. So over here, I believe this is the Tyson. And it's really funny looking at this one. You can see these are blossoms. And then this up here is growth from last year, no blossoms. So next year they'll have blossoms all up this, all up that. But you can see all the blossoms are from the year before's growth. So they're gonna be low, the fruit here. This one I'm letting get that nice central leader coming up the top. Over here, not sure which variety this is. Had a huge pear on it, just one pear on it last year, and then the chicken ate it, Bronca. But same thing, you've got the blossoms here, and then this was last year's growth. So I'm really excited about my pears this year. I even put in some Asian pears, which kind of surprising. They're blooming the same time as the European pears, but this is a nice little Asian pear. And over here, this one was the first to bloom. I'm not sure if I'm gonna let it fruit this year or even if it's gonna get actually pollinated. But the Asian pear, yeah, I guess they do cross-pollinate, but they don't usually bloom at the same time as the European pears. Boy, they're tiny little fruit trees. Yeah, 5, 6 years old, and they're tiny. I got obsessed with that book, Grow a Tiny Fruit Tree, and the problem with that is the deer like tiny fruit trees too. But I've been able to keep them out. I think I'm deer free for, probably at least 6 months now, deer free. So tiny fruit trees are happening this year, tiny pear trees. And I think I will get fruit. And I'm going to let them go, not open center anymore. So I've kind of corrected the open centeredness of them, and I'm letting them go central leader. And I got other trees blooming. This is an almond here in the Pacific Northwest, zone 8B, Olympic Peninsula. I've got a nice little peach there. Peach leaf curls everywhere around here. And today happens to be a sunny day, but it just devastates the peaches. Oh, I got to show you guys something really interesting. Talking about peach leaf curl, look at this. So over here, the peach, no curl. And it was in a little pup tent until today. But then the one that was not covered, you can see curl. Yeah. So I'm gonna have an overhang over this to protect them, kind of growing them in towards the house so that they're protected. And I've grafted on some resistant varieties as well, so we'll see if those take. Yeah, garden is just exploding. Kiwis over here. These are Kolmakita. They're the Russian variety there, and they've got flower buds all over them. Nice row of them. I think I'm gonna actually get them this year. Here's the male. It's real important to have one male. And the male seems to always be the one that dies because you're the one that, only one of them, and then 5 females. But male's doing well, everybody's doing well. Yeah, kiwis. It's spring here on the Olympic Peninsula. Look at this over here. Got the tulips, the roses in, pineapple guava. That's Vioja. Little cactus, prickly pear. But over here, look at these tulips, just so beautiful. Yeah. Let's go take a look at the figs. This is fun, it's live. I actually have some people watching. Where's everybody from? Here's another kiwi. This is not the Colmaquita, this is Araguta, I think. A self-fertile variety, Izai. And it's dangerous because the deer could get on the other side of that. But I think it'll be all right. Back to the little Lovelandia. Columnar apple trees. It's interesting too because the blooms from the previous year's growth, and then last year's growth doesn't have any buds on it yet, but next year this will be all covered in buds. Yep, tons and tons of fruit. I think it's going to be the most productive fruit tree or fruit year. Yeah, this is a famous Cosmic Crisp apple. Maybe get some of those this year. Apples are interesting because they actually put the leaves out before the buds. Unlike the pears, the buds came before the leaves. Gooseberries galore this year. Raspberries. And then I've got this interesting experiment here. It's an apple. This is a Mutsu apple that I've got going up and then grafted here into an arch all the way around to a Spitzenberg apple. So I'm curious to see what happens. If that takes, it'll be this little arch. I think it's going to take. I don't know why it wouldn't. And then I grafted onto it up here as well. Lots of grafting this year, experiments. But here's a beautiful columnar that it's just going to be, it's finally taller than me. Just going to be loaded with apples. Yeah. Mountains in the background there. Figs, fig row. These are the Desert Kings there, Breba crops, and they're starting to form little figlets. And over here, artichokes, garlic, strawberries. Got the onions in. Some snap peas. Rhubarb's going crazy. This fig is loaded with Breba this year. I can't remember what variety it is, but I'm excited about it because I got it from a local that gets figs every August. The blueberries, you guys, unreal this year. Just loaded with flowers. I think I've got like 19 of them or something. The pink lemonade. Over here is the huge, this was a seedling Fijoa pineapple guava, and it had a really easy winter, so it's going to be, I'm hoping for lots of blooms. And then this is a grafted variety over here that should do well from One Green World. I think I got it in a Toki. And then another seedling. This one's actually giving fruit though, so seedling did all right. And then here, blueberries. Blueberries. Superior plum, you guys. Wow. I've always had trouble with this tree. It always blooms like crazy. But something, hoping this year it does all right, but sure it looks healthy. It's nice open center. I really like the pruning on this one. Yeah. And then asparagus just coming up like crazy. Everywhere. I had to separate the asparagus by a fence because the hole, got to keep the kids out of the hole over there. A couple more plum trees. There's 3 different varieties on there. This is a grafting here that's starting to take, I think. So that could be fake. No, it could have just budded off it, but that's obviously it's a good sign. But that's I forget, top working a tree real low, and I wanted to cut this down. It was a little Italian plum, and that's green gage grafted onto it, but I wanted to give the persimmon a little bit more light. I'm hopeful that this is to be the first year of persimmons. Persimmons are late blooming or late leafing out, but starting to get some leaves. This is a Saijo persimmon, which I believe in Japanese means the very best one. It's astringent. And then here we've got cherry galore. The deers love the cherries, but I think this year, since no deer have been in here, might get good cherries. Cherries. And then this Italian plum is starting to bloom pretty well. Giving a little garden tour. This is a this is a beauty plum. And it's already past full bloom, but I love pulling on the little blooms and seeing whether or not they come off, and they've been pollinated, like a lot of them come off, but then every now and again one sticks. And then you look inside it and you see a little baby plum, and it makes me happy. Yeah, this is a Italian plum, kind of late blooming. Over here, this is another topped work Italian plum. I got the green gauge on it, so hopefully that does all right. It looks like it's taking there. This is the one I actually bought this one, and I think this one was actually refrigerated, so therefore I'm hoping it still buds out, but it was behind the other ones, like getting there. Yep, all fenced in, that dangerous hole. Kiwis against the fence there. I guess you'd call that espaliered. And then I have a new row of raspberries over here. Got to put up a trellis. Raspberries. And then over here, I've got my dwarf peaches, pixie peach, I think. Looks like I got pretty good, definitely some pollination on those. We came in here with a little paintbrush and did it up that way. Eucalyptus, nectarine, rue, more prickly pear. Citrus is exploding. This is a Caracara orange. You can see there's little blossoms all over it. Yep, more citrus there. Tangelo, tomato starts. Figs are inside. This is the Olympian fig, gives good breva. Carnivorous plants. Another fig, pomegranate. Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna not be live anymore. Thanks for watching. It's gonna be a really fruitful year here. 2 birds, 1 stone, backyard gardening and living. It just gets better and better every year, the garden, the food forest. Starting to pay off, which it's always paid off. Being in the backyard, walking around, cup of coffee. Definitely gotten some good fruit so far, but I think now, this year, I'm gonna have tons of fruit. And then in the years future, I'll be giving it away and selling it. Just makes me happy and healthy and alive. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Let's see.